Has this ever happened to you? You're pushing your grocery cart out of the supermarket, and from a distance, you spot your older car baking in the midday sun. Right next to it happens to be the exact same model, only brand new. That side-by-side comparison hits you right in the gut. Your car's roof and hood are covered in a rough, chalky white haze, almost like someone dusted it with chalk powder. In some spots, the clear coat is peeling off in strips, looking exactly like a bad sunburn. You wash your car regularly, so how did it suddenly end up looking so tired and beat up? Actually, this is incredibly common. In the United States, especially in high UV regions like California or Arizona, this kind of oxidation is just a fact of life. The sun's relentless UV rays destroy the clear coat, breaking down polymer chains and creating microscopic cracks and a chalky residue. If you live in the Northeast snowbelt, winter road salt acts as a ruthless accelerator for this paint degradation. It's a frustrating reality for countless owners. The car runs perfectly, but the exterior makes it look like a jalopy. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jared Min. Every day, I'm here exposing the everyday secrets they don't want you to know. Desperate to get their ride looking respectable again, many folks drive straight to the local body shop. The auto detailer comes out, runs a hand over the hood, and sighs. The clear coat is completely compromised. Polishing or buffing won't save it. We have to strip it all down and respray. Then comes the estimate, anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 for a full body job. If it's a luxury vehicle or you want a flawless factory perfect finish, you can easily be looking at $8,000. Defeat it? You shove the quote into the glove box and drive home. What's even more infuriating is the miracle paint restorer you buy for $20 a bottle at the auto parts store. Sure, the moment you wipe it on, the car looks incredible, instantly slick and glossy. But after a single rainstorm or a trip through the automatic car wash, that silicone wax filler washes right off. The gloss vanishes, and your car is back to looking like an eyesore. So, are those really your only two options for the faithful car you've driven for years? Drop thousands on a respray or just let it look terrible? Actually, there's a third way. Deep in DIY communities and auto forums, owners have been quietly sharing a low-cost, at-home solution. The materials are hiding right on the shelves of your local Home Depot or Lowe's. For literally $2 to $10, you can permanently restore your car's factory shine. You're probably thinking, if this cheap fix exists, why didn't I know about it? Why didn't the body shop tell me? It's not some sinister conspiracy, it's just pure business logic and industry standardization. The mainstream collision repair industry is built on reliable, warranted, and repeatable professional services. A DIY hack inherently carries unpredictability, which simply doesn't fit their business model. The auto detailing and collision repair industry in the United States is massive. According to data from IBISWorld and Grand View Research, the United States auto body repair market is projected to reach $37 to $77 billion annually by 2025 to 2026. Cosmetic restoration makes up a huge chunk of that, often 30% to 50% of revenue. Major chains like Mako, Caliber, and Gerber rely on standardized respray services and insurance payouts to maintain their profit margins. So what about those $20 miracle restorers at the supermarket? Why do they work initially and then disappear? Most of those products use silicone or wax-based formulas. They rely on physical filling, using oils to temporarily plug the microscopic pores of your oxidized paint, creating a fake shine through light refraction. One heavy downpour, a deep wash with Dawn dish soap, or a run through a machine wash, and those oils are stripped away. The ugly truth is exposed again. It's a classic cycle of disappointment. It looks effective, but it's a temporary cover-up, not a true restoration. In stark contrast, the solution we are sharing today, water-based acrylic copolymer resin from the hardware store, actually tackles the root of the problem. Under heavy UV exposure, the polymer chains in your car's clear coat are severed, leaving the surface incredibly porous. When highly diluted, water-based resin molecules are so microscopic that they use capillary action to seep deep into these micropores. It doesn't just sit on top. As it dries, it partially cross-links with the oxidized layer, firmly biting into the old paint to form a tough, transparent, protective shield. Why does the science work? Simply put, automotive clear coats are primarily polyurethane or acrylic polyurethane systems. UV photons act like tiny hammers, relentlessly smashing the CC bonds, breaking the chains, releasing free radicals, and leaving the surface brittle and porous. Standard waxes and silicones have molecules that are simply too large. They float on the surface and wash away. Water-based acrylic copolymer resin, however, features nano-sized molecules. When thinned out, it's as runny as water. It utilizes surface tension and capillary force to penetrate those pores. As the water evaporates, the resin molecules cross-link with each other and partially bond with the remaining polar groups in the oxidized layer, creating a molecular bite. You aren't just laying a film over the paint, you are partially rebuilding the structural integrity of the oxidized layer, delivering far superior UV and waterproofing protection. Plus, unlike solvent-based products, water-based formulas are safe. They won't eat through your underlying base coat. Many people don't realize that this method has a massive track record of real-world success on social media. One Florida owner shared his experience using this exact hardware store resin on the severely chalky paint of a 2008 Honda Accord. While it didn't look like a flawless showroom car, it restored about 70% of the gloss. And in Florida's brutal environment of intense heat, high humidity, and daily downpours, it held up for nearly 2 years before showing signs of degradation. This isn't magic. It's a clever application of polymer science, and it's an incredible option for moderately aged car paint. However, I must issue a crucial warning. When you walk into Home Depot, Lowe's, or Menards, do not go to the automotive aisle. Walk straight past it and head into the building materials or adhesive sealant aisles. You are looking for a jug of liquid, typically labeled as concrete sealer or clear acrylic coating. Ignore whatever bold claims are on the front of the packaging. Flip the jug over and stare directly at the ingredient list on the back label. There is only one golden rule here. It must be water-based, and the primary ingredient must be listed as acrylic copolymer resin or acrylic polymer emulsion. Do absolutely not buy anything containing silicone, wax, or petroleum distillates. If you accidentally buy a solvent-based product, not only will it fail to penetrate the pores, but the harsh solvents could literally melt whatever is left of your factory base coat. The best part? This stuff is ridiculously cheap. A quart or a gallon will usually only set you back about $2 to $10. Furthermore, you need to understand that this is not a universal alternative for all cars. If your clear coat is already heavily flaking, peeling off in large sheets, or if bare primer or metal is exposed, or if you drive a newer luxury car with a multi-layer ceramic clear coat, do not try this. Take it straight to a reputable body shop. This water-based acrylic hack is strictly for moderate oxidation. Older cars where the surface looks like chalky white dust and is generally faded, but the structural integrity of the paint layer hasn't completely collapsed. Also, depending on the climate, the resin has a slight potential to yellow over time, and the surface might attract dust a bit more easily than factory paint. Therefore, I highly recommend this. Always do a small spot test first in an inconspicuous area, like the inside of a door jamb, the lower edge of the trunk lid, or the edge of the gas door. Apply it and let it sit for 1 to 3 months. Monitor the gloss stability, check for discoloration, and see if it feels sticky or attracts dust. Only proceed with the entire car once you are satisfied with the results and can accept any minor side effects. Trust me, if you blindly coat the entire car and something goes wrong, you'll spend a fortune in time and money trying to remove it with harsh solvents or heavy machine compounding. If you've confirmed your paint is a good candidate and you're ready to dive in, gather these supplies: a bottle of Blue Dawn dish soap, an automotive clay bar, microfiber applicator sponges, and a stack of clean microfiber towels. Remember, environmental conditions are make or break. Do not apply this under the blazing midday sun, and do not apply it if rain is in the forecast. High heat will cause the water in the resin to flash evaporate instantly, causing the polymers to harden into an ugly, sticky mess on the surface before they can penetrate and cross-link. Pick a cool, breezy morning or evening, and work in a shaded, relatively dust-free driveway or garage. Once you're set up, start by washing the entire car thoroughly with Dawn dish soap. This is essential to strip away any old waxes, silicones, and oils trapped in the oxidized layer. Next, use the clay bar with a lubricant over the entire vehicle to pull out any embedded contaminants, ensuring the surface is perfectly smooth. Finally, dry the car completely with your microfiber towels. Any moisture trapped in the clear coat's micropores will block the resin's cross-linking reaction. Put on some gloves, pour a small amount of the water-based acrylic resin onto a microfiber applicator pad, and apply it to the paint in straight, gentle, overlapping lines, almost like you're rubbing sunscreen onto your skin. The liquid will look milky white when it first goes on. This is completely normal and just means the polymers are working their way into the pores. Here is the biggest rule. Do not rub it aggressively in circles. Once you've applied an even coat, stop touching it and let it self-level. Let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes until it dries into a clear, transparent film. If the oxidation is particularly severe, wait until the first coat is dry to the touch and then gently apply a second layer. Once the whole car is done, park it in a garage or under deep shade and give it at least 48 hours to fully cure. During this time, it absolutely must not get wet or be rained on. While this resin film is tough, remember that it is ultimately a chemical band-aid from a hardware store, not a factory-baked clear coat. After it cures, when you wash your car, avoid the point-blank, high-pressure ones at coin-op car washes. To maximize its lifespan, I strongly advise adding a layer of a modern ceramic spray sealant over the resin once it has completely cured. This provides crucial UV protection and a hydrophobic barrier. Folks, the auto detailing industry defined perfect restoration using expensive equipment and standardized processes, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for those of us who just want our daily drivers to look respectable again, cars where the resale value might be less than the cost of a single respray, this $2 to $10 hardware store DIY hack is the key to taking back control of your wallet. If you have a faded, chalky, older car sitting in your driveway, pick a cool weekend and give this a shot. If the results blow your mind, be sure to let me know.